Hi, welcome back. All right, in this lesson, I just want to talk a little bit about the best ways to respond to people who comment on your post. So 99% of the time, thankfully, you're going to get positive feedback on your stuff. But once in a while, you're going to get a jerk. They may say something that has nothing to do with what you posted, just trying to start a fight. They may say something provoking. They may say something that's totally not true. I often get this question, so I just want to tell you a couple of ways that you can deal with it. Okay, so I'm just showing you a recent post that I made, and this was another thing that you can do when you're trying to think of what to post is called the humble brag, and that's when you get an award of some kind or selected for an exhibition or something went well. Or even somebody bought something and you have like a quote from that person. Those are really great things to post on social media because people like to know that you're doing well with other people as well. So yeah, you could put items that sold. You could put shows that you got into. So I have something here with a drawing of mine. It says, "A big thanks to Fusion Arts for selecting me as a finalist in their 6th annual Women Artists Exhibition 2023 with my mixed media drawing Unity Earth Dance Meditation. Visit the exhibition up through December." And then I have a link, and then I have my 3 hashtags, and this is not even 24 hours old, and I've got 55 people to click and say they liked or loved, which is great. I don't see any anger symbols or sad faces. Just FYI, for your information, when people click on your posts and they click a thumbs up or a heart or a care or a wow, those more intense emotions will actually push your post out further so that more of your audience will see it. So that's why you may have noticed when I respond to the people who commented, I almost always respond with a heart or a wow or something rather than just a thumbs up, because that actually pushes the engagement further. So even you may not have control over how people respond to your stuff, but you can control how you respond to them. Okay, so I recommend when anybody comments on your posts, you should like their post, but preferably love their post if it's industry appropriate. If you're like, I don't know, a politician or a bank, maybe a heart would be a little bit too cutesy. But in any case, just go with the flow. And then you should also reply. And if you can't really think of what to say, you could just say thanks. That's it. Or if you've said thanks too much, you could just put like a smiley face. But whenever possible, if you can try to engage people into commenting further, that's even better. So for example, I could have said, I just put thanks so much because I think I was tired, but thanks so much. I'm so glad this resonates with you. Do you like other artworks with lots of color and pattern in them or something like that? You could just ask a question. Whatever it is, but just try to get them to respond to you, because then that keeps the conversation going and that then gives you more free engagement without having to pay for a Facebook ad or an Instagram boost. It's also why on YouTube, for example, you may notice a lot of arguments in the comments. A lot of that is the person who actually posted the video will have some fake account somewhere and they'll start an argument and goad people into fighting, because they realize the more people fighting on their video, the more controversial and negative it is, the more money they're going to make. So try to use your social media superpowers for good and not for evil if you can. We have enough negativity in the world, don't you think? But speaking of negative, so you can control how positive or negative you are, but you can't control. Somebody might come in with a comment. Thankfully, no one has yet. It's mostly just congratulations, yay. But once in a while, I'll get something like, "This artwork sucks. This is the worst artwork I've ever seen," or whatever, something really nasty. Now, I recommend always take the high road if you can. So there's a couple things you can do. If you're a business, for example, and let's say, I don't know, like a customer is upset because they came to your shop and it was closed when the sign said it was going to be open, then you should definitely respond to that in a polite way, apologetic, and offer to make it right. Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. We had a family emergency. Please come back in the next week and tell them Kristen sent you, and you'll get 10% off on your next coffee or whatever. Okay, so you want to try to adopt this customer is always right attitude. If they are blatantly being abusive or insulting, if they are calling you names or they're just being jerks on your post, you can delete that. You can delete that post, you can ignore that post, you can block that user so they can never come to your page again. Your social media page is yours, so you have some administrative privileges which you don't always get in real life. If someone flips you a birdie in traffic or something, you can't just block that person from your life like you can on social media. So take advantage of it. The only downside to that is if, let's say, I don't know, let's say some of your people in the post are arguing with each other, and maybe you remove an offensive post. The person may then come back and be like, hey, they're censoring me. I was complaining about this and they didn't want you to see it, and blah, blah, blah. So you have to just be a little bit careful about that. You could just then block them and delete that one too, and yoink, gone. But it's something you have to just kind of see on a case-by-case basis what is the appropriate response. I recommend always be professional. Even if you personally feel hurt, insulted, aggrieved, you don't necessarily have to show that. Try to take the high road. Try to think about like what would a really professional, respectable business do. And you could also look to other businesses as role models that you think handle these things pretty well. All right. I hope this was helpful. May you always have positive comments and good vibes coming your way. See you in the next lesson.